what's the rarest Pokemon you could think of? Like, find a Mewtwo in the wild. Like, you can't. Chargers fans just don't exist. Like, they're not real. Starting out with the Arizona Cardinals, our coach is hotter than your coach, Mr. Cliff Kingsbury himself. We have what might be a top 5 quarterback, what might not be a top 5 quarterback. Kyler Murray, question marks all over this team, so I'll let you get it started.
DeAndre Hopkins going to miss the first 6 games on suspension. AJ Green past his prime. Still a good receiver, though.
They did lose the $87 million man in Christian Kirk. And when you lose a guy that's worth $87 million, you got to take a pretty big hit, don't you?
Yeah, in most cases. I don't know. I think they replaced him just fine.
No, they did all right. Let's look at this team. Let's look at some of the additions here. We got Hollywood Brown, Kyler Murray's best friend, Nick Vigil at linebacker, Darrell Williams at running back, Steven Anderson at tight end, Will Hernandez at offensive guard. What are they doing with this team?
Yeah, the thing that this team just screams to me is like the age-old NFL saying, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I don't think they did a lot to get better. They might have maintained status quo and gotten a year older, but I struggle to see where this team got better.
Yeah, so you look at their draft, they took Hollywood Brown in the first round. A debatable top 25 wide receiver in the NFL. Traded the first round draft pick for him. Took Trey McBride in the second round at tight end. Cam Thomas in the third round.
I like Cam Thomas, but yeah, I don't know if he's enough. I mean, he's going to be a part-time player with J.J. Watt and Gold in there.
Yeah, you got J.J. Watt. He was actually very sneakily having an incredible season last year before he got hurt. You just look at this team, and it's just old veterans, man. And
a lot of questions on that D-line. Losing Chandler Jones is going to hurt. I mean, I feel like they replaced Kirk just fine. Kirk and Hollywood. I mean, they might have upgraded.
Yeah, I definitely think that was an upgrade, and I definitely think it immediately impacts their offense. The fact that they're missing DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 weeks isn't ideal. Hollywood Brown coming in, if he can carry the load, if he can be a high reception guy, be a big threat, I think he can make some noise early in the season. I like Hollywood Brown a lot, and I don't think he was utilized in Baltimore, so I'm very excited to see what he does in this Cliff Kingsbury offense with Kyler Murray. Do or die right now.
So what do you think of their schedule here? Do we see another hot start with a fizzle down the stretch like they've done in recent history?
If they start hot again like they have in recent history, I think that is the best scenario for success. They open against Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes and the boys, but immediately have to go to the Raiders. Josh McDaniels have this Raiders team humming. And then they play the Rams, Super Bowl champions. Carolina's winnable. Philadelphia's winnable. Seattle's winnable. New Orleans is winnable. If they can get out of those first 3 weeks 2-1, this team can be humming. They have a late bye, but New England, Denver, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, San Francisco. Tough schedule down the stretch.
And those 3 weeks before the bye are just as tough with Rams, San Fran, and Chargers.
Well, it's a tough division, and they play the AFC West, so their schedule actually lines up pretty well. It's all based on those first 3 weeks for me, though.
So playoffs, yes or no?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go under 9.5 wins. They win 9 games. I'm gonna say they go 9-8.
I'm with you. I think they're just gonna hang around 500 for most of the year. Maybe get off to a hotter start. I'd stay away from any bets in the Cardinals, to be honest, this year. I wouldn't bet yes or no on playoffs or the over or under at 9.5 because one fluke game I feel like can change those a lot, and I don't feel a lot of strong conviction either way.
They could be the number 1 team in the NFC, and they could also miss the playoffs entirely.
The same thing you see with any team that relies on their quarterback this heavily. If their quarterback's great, they can do anything, you know?
If everything goes right, I think they're like a potential like number 1 seed type of contender. But it's the NFL. Everything doesn't go right.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to dive in deeper. You just got to leave us a comment below, like and subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear, and we may give you an individual shout out and maybe argue your one specific point if you're like, this dude don't know what he's talking about. I'll debate anybody on that. Like, subscribe, give us a comment, and don't forget, don't sleep on the Lions.
Don't do it.